name is Ricardo Galvez. I work for Nevell Group Incorporated, and my title there is Taping Superintendent. I started with Nevell back in 2004, and so I was already a journeyman, but I went in pretty much under my brother's wing. My brother was a foreman already, so the boss at the time, Bruce Pasqua, he wanted somebody else just like my brother. And when he found out that I existed, I was working for another company at the time, and I just wanted to call it quits. So I called my brother, came on to Nevell, and right away I was offered the foreman role because of my brother. Bruce didn't know what I was capable of doing, but being that I was just Jaime's brother, it opened the door for me. And so just running work for Nevell from 2004, he gave me the opportunity in 2017. 2016, he calls me and he goes, I think we need more supervision on the taping end. He goes, and I think that you would be perfect to fit that role. So I was like, whenever you're ready, I've been waiting for this opportunity. I always wished, I dreamed to become a superintendent. And the reason that I want to become a superintendent was to be able to help out all the other people. Because being in our trade as tapers, we're the bottom of the barrel. The carpenters always get the opportunities, the perks, and they look at us as, oh, you're just the wet trade. So being that, there's a lot of guys in my field that don't speak up and don't defend themselves. And that's why I wanted to take that role and kind of help out the guys that are a little bit shyer on speaking up and defending why we're not making budget. There's reasons why we're not making budget, because carpenter put this wall in the wrong place. I taped it already, and now he had to move it, so now I got to tape it again. So in our budget, you get to tape it once, not twice. But they hide all that stuff as they take care of time for the taper, stuff like that. So I wanted that opportunity to be able to help out the other guys and kind of get a little bit more respect on our end. I chose the construction industry because, to me, not having the background of schooling or stuff like that, to me that was that opportunity to make some good money. Because a lot of people think that, oh, you're a construction worker, you don't make that much. And it's the total opposite, especially if you join the union. If you're working non-union, it's a little different. But if you join the union, you have your pension, you have all that stuff. And so my brother was already in the union. And so I was a gardener. That was my dad's role at the beginning. My dad passed away when I was 7, so my mom took over the route, and that was gonna be me when I got out of high school. Because my oldest brother chose to be he was a mechanic. Then my other brother chose construction, so I was gonna be the one that was gonna take care of the landscaping, and I never liked it. Being that I had to deal with that since I was a kid. Getting, summer school, there was go to work. Getting out of work, hey, we gotta do this. So I was up to here, and my mom's like, well, what else are you gonna do? And when I talked to my brothers, I could get you in the union. And I go and I liked it, the taping part, the being able to finish something. You look at drywall and you look at all the joints and stuff, and then to come in there and you can make it all look like one big piece. To me, that it's an art. That's the way that I look at my trade. It just takes a special talent to do our work. Where it's like an artist, where you put a little bit more, you sand it, you look at it, and that's what interested me, and the money. I wish they knew the whole aspect of it, how easy it is to join the union, because it's not that hard. And a lot of people, they hear that, oh, it's difficult, you got to have a family member or stuff like that, and it's not that hard. And there's so much opportunity to grow. You come into apprenticeship program, and once you hit the job site, let's say you don't like what you're doing as a taper, but you see all the other trades, and it opens your eyes to be like, oh, you know what? I'd rather be an electrician, or I'd rather be a carpenter, or I'd rather be a HVAC guy. there's so much opportunity out there, you know what I mean? If you have the brains where you could become a carpenter where you gotta know the tape measure. Same thing with HVAC. Electricians, you gotta be a little bit smaller. Elevator operators, you know, there's just, it goes on and on. Once you come in here, there's an opening doors to become a project manager or a project engineer, where now you land in the office. It's just that, I mean, the sky's the limit. It all depends on how much effort you want to put into it and how much you want to learn. I've been with Nevell since 2004, so this is my 19th year. And what keeps me coming back is first of all, I stay busy every year. We're always busy, and then knowing that I could keep my solid group of guys busy all year long, that's satisfaction to me. Knowing that they're working. Whereas sometimes I'm breaking my head, where, man, you know, like I got this guy available, I got that guy available, what am I gonna do? And it's just funny how everything kind of falls in place. Next thing you know, I get a phone call from a general foreman, hey, I need a taper over here. Perfect. So that's what gets me going. You know, even though it's a little stressful at times, but it's very satisfying at the end of the day. And being able to talk to everybody. I think respect, that's number one. Respect for all trades, you know, because not everybody knows their like me. I know the styles of the carpenter, stuff like that, but I don't know his job to a T. Same thing with a carpenter superintendent trying to talk to me as a taping superintendent. Oh, well, you need to do it this way. Well, who's the master here of my trade? Me. You know what I mean? That, to me, when you have respect and you have communication goes a long ways in construction. When you communicate and we have this situation and we put both of our heads together, hey, what would be the best way to attack this, where it's not gonna hurt the budget, because if I do it this way, it's gonna benefit the carpenter, but it's gonna kill the taper. Especially like saying, if you're gonna lay down the board, you're laying down the board, you give me more joints. More butt joints. You stand it up, you're giving me nothing but factory recess. If there's the opportunity to stand up the board, those are the kind of communications that you need to have between the trades, and we attack it, and okay, now this is gonna work. I'm gonna take a hit over here, but at the end of the day, this is gonna benefit the company. That's the way that I feel that we need to have a communication across the board. Don't cut corners. Because in our trade, there's so many opportunities for you to cut corners, where you do it on one project because they're pushing you. They gave you 10 man days and you see that you're not gonna make it. Let's say this wall that's going all the way up, you know, where it's 30 feet high. Up there, you're not gonna wanna do all the work that they paid you for. They paid you for a level 4 all the way up, but you're like, you know what? They're not gonna know. Because I'm the one with the educated eye, not them. You're gonna give it 2 coats, and then you get caught. And then what do? Now you gotta go back over there, fix it, and now you get a back charge from the painter. And then who gets dinged? The company. So there's that to me is just do what they ask you. Do what they ask you, and try not to cut corners, because there's so many bad habits that you could get as you're moving up from an apprentice to a journeyman. And you could get those bad habits, and when you get a bad habit, it's hard to break that habit. So I always kind of dig into my foreman. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What could we change to make this faster, but still giving them that quality that we're known for as Nevell Group, because Nevell Group is known for turning in a good quality. You know, there's other companies that their quality is not as high as ours, because like we'll Darby stuff, we'll float columns out to make it nice and crisp, and other companies won't do that. You know, they feel that it's overkill, but that's the way that I was taught. And as long as I can make budget and make it look nice, it's nice to hear when we're having our meetings, our post-mortem meetings of projects, and oh, well, the owner was very satisfied with the finish, or the GC spoke real highly of the tapers, said, man, this is the best these are the best tapers that I've seen in years because of our finish. So to me, that and always, like I said, trying to figure out what could go faster. How could we go just a little bit faster to help us out, but just keeping that quality right there, not losing quality. I think going to the schools, getting them when they're young, explaining to them, how to get in, and especially when you show them, okay, when you start as a first stage apprentice, this is what you're going to be making. But getting to these kids young, going to the schools and knowing the ones that are going to graduate, and having like a little fair where we could go over there and explain what we do and show them kind of a hands-on of this is what taping's all about. You know what I mean? I think they'll get drawn in where, okay, I want to know more. Now you set them up with the apprenticeship program, where they could probably even go visit the apprenticeship program as they're doing the class, and they get to see with their eyes what is this about, I wake up and receive phone calls already. I make sure I send my email out of whatever changes I made in my schedule to the girl that takes care of the scheduling for us. I make sure that all my guys are where they're supposed to be. And then from there, I always try to plan from Monday through Friday what jobs I'm gonna hit. Some jobs I gotta hit them twice because they're not doing too good. So I gotta do 2 walks in a week to go look where our budget's at. How's the job doing? What do I see that my foreman doesn't see to help out? And that's my I try to hit like 4 projects in a day and try to make them where it's benefiting me, where I go to the furthest one first and then kind of work my way back to the office. What I like most about my job is the interaction with people. And then being that I get to be on the road from walking from one project to another, just, knowing the city, I get to see different cities that I never would have known without my role, where I put it on the map and I put it on my phone and I just follow it, and I get to enjoy the scenery, to be honest with you. Sometimes it kind of is not good because I'm sitting in traffic, but the majority of the time, like I get to see different places, and it's not always the same boring drive where if I was working at a warehouse where it's the same thing, the same repetitive people. It's always something different, and that's what I love about my job. Just trying to do good for the company. This company has paid my bills for the last 19 years, and I don't want to see that to stop. So that's why I try to put that effort to get up and attack and see what I could do to help out. I want to be a cop. Can you believe that? So, but that didn't work out. So I went to, when I was in high school, I went to a law enforcement class, and it was a nice class, but it was like right after that, it was like, no, I gotta figure it out. What do I really want to do? The best advice I could give to these younger people is choose something that you. I don't want to say that you jump out of your bed to do, but something that attracts you, that you have that passion for. It just makes it so much easier. Instead of waking up and saying, God, again, I have to go to work with this partner that I don't like or whatever, or I hate taping, I hate sanding, I hate doing this. You're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. So pick something that you enjoy, where it's just you make the best out of everything. And that's the way that I try to see taping when I was actually working. I didn't mind sanding because my brother always made me sand when I was an apprentice. He goes, you're the apprentice, you're gonna sand for everybody. And I just got used to it. And so I never kind of steered away from it. I just, well, all right, if I got to sand for 8 hours, it is what it is. I'm still getting paid the same. You know, why get upset because that guy is hand coating and I'm sanding? You know, to me it was, okay, I just kind of sing along and think about stuff, and just before you know it, it's break time. And then after, it's time to clean up and go home, and you're good. The most important lesson that I think I've learned in my career is ask questions. Sometimes if the boss is talking to you, you're too afraid, you didn't understand what he told you, but you're just too afraid of saying, you know what, could you repeat that again because I did not understand. And you just kind of stay quiet, and then you let him leave, and now you're scratching your head. It's like, wait a minute, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know, so it's okay to say I don't understand what you're telling me. You know, could you please dumb it down? Or like they say, use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, it doesn't sound too good, but there's a method that they talk about like that, or explain it to me, please. Just let's walk me through this again because I'm not understanding what you just told me. That to me, because a lot of people, me dealing with my foreman, when I talk to them and I ask them, you understand what I just said? And I could see that they're confused, but they're telling me yes. Like, no, you don't. Okay, explain to me what I just told you. Well, you know, I really, okay, could you, oh, there you go. Why is it so hard? And so to me, it's like being transparent and saying, you know what, I'm not understanding. Sometimes I don't understand the higher ups, what certain words that they use. I'm not afraid to say, hey, you know what? Can you speak it in my language? Because I'm not understanding what you just said. That to me, that's a good lesson to know and to follow. You know, you don't understand, ask again.